let's freaking get this stuff.
Oh, hell no, man.
Hey, hope you guys are having a wonderful hump day. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how you can avoid being that guy over there, the one that forgets his memory card and can't even shoot. Yeah, don't be that guy. So we're going to talk about 3 different things: the pre, day of, and afterwards. Because I count that as part of the prep, so that you could actually be prepped for your next thing, as well as making sure that your gallery is being sent out on time and that you're not missing anything. Recent shoot I did with this model, Ashley Ellie. We went down to Fort Lauderdale and we just shot in this little park where it had cool, flowers and things like that. So I think this is a pretty common shoot. I've seen it before. It's called, I think the theme of it is called like Flower Child. Here's how I prep for that shoot. So quick setup. I have this this curio. I got this from Amazon. I don't know how it's like, probably like I'll put it up on the screen. It's very cheap. And then basically it plugs into the bottom of the camera with these things right here, and to the side of the camera with these things right here. For this the setup, I'll take a picture. I have a picture of it. I basically had the Z6 on my hip from one side, and then the Z6 II on the other side. The 2 as our main cam, so that's the camera I had the filter on, the ProMIS filter, and I had the 7200 on that one. And the other camera I mostly used the 28 millimeter here for basically a side, basically like the wide angle lens. So like if I wanted to get any wide shots, most of them aren't really wide. Then I use the 85. I think I let Alex use the 85. That's the Viltrox 85 1.8. And that's pretty much it. Prepping for a shoot, the most important thing is just to having a good idea and concept of what your shoot is going to be about. Is it going to be for Instagram? Is it going to be for TikTok? What style of shoot are you doing? So with photos, obviously you're going on Instagram, so you're gonna know that you're shooting in portrait mode. Trying to shoot landscape, just even though I love landscape, or horizontal, as Jared Polin likes to call it. I really love how it looks horizontal, because just the way you can create composition and framing, it can just be so much better than just kind of a regular headshot portrait. But that's what we're doing for this shoot. Probably one of the first times I ever looked at it, but I looked at Pinterest for this shoot, and I kind of got some ideas here. I put them all onto this mood board here on Milanote. I'll flash that on the screen now. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of inspiration out there. A lot of people have done it before, but I mean, me being a relatively new photographer, I've never done it before, so this is my first time doing it. And I actually love it. It's actually pretty cool concept, and I think the colors that you could bring out with all the different types of flowers is really awesome. So coming out, I got the mood board all set. I have this Milanote is actually an app that you can use on your phone. So I basically had it on the day of, so I could look at the ideas for posing and doing anything like that. So I usually try to stick to just shooting regularly in the environment and trying to get cool things out of the environment that I have. So this is one thing that you need to make sure you have. It's just a mood board to take with you. It's shoot day. Hopefully you have everything formatted already as far as your SSD cards or CF Express cards, and you have your batteries charged, ready to go. You have your lights charged, ready to go if you're using any lights, and you have your flash batteries charged and ready to go. There's a lot of batteries that has to do with photography, at least 4 different kinds that you have to make sure it's charged. I would suggest, if you don't already, getting a charging station to put up. I don't actually have that. I kind of have something similar to that, but it's really just low key, just on my dresser. It has 6, 7, 10 different outlets that I can plug all the batteries into. Biggest thing on the shoot day is the vibe. The vibe is super important, because you got to make sure that your model or your client or whoever you're shooting is having a good time, and also you're having a good time. If you're having a good time, usually they're having a good time. So on the shoot, I actually didn't play any music. I actually let her play music because she already was coming in with the speakers, so she was already vibing out. She just drove there. So I really just let it keep going and make sure we just matched energies. On this shoot, I already knew that I wanted to have it kind of be a glowy, more lighter tone for me anyway. I don't usually go that light and airy look. I tend to stick to more realistic colors and a little bit darker tones. So for this shoot, I kind of want to do something different. So what I actually did is I got a what's called a Pro Mist filter. I had it on the front of my lens, and that really just added to the softness that I could add in post to make sure all my images looked really cool and they looked super fluffy. Another way I could have achieved this was probably if you bought something on Amazon, or I've seen people use, is these little prism glass things. I think you probably can get them for like 20, 30 bucks, whatever. And basically you could actually put them in the frame as you're shooting your using your glass, and basically turn them around, and they can kind of add a cool effect to the shot. So last thing before you end the shoot, make sure you get a testimonial. It's so easy just to do it. I have this one I put up on Instagram where I just had us talking to the camera, and it's the most sincere thing, because especially when they had a good time shooting with you, that is a super important thing, because there are a lot of people out there that can take great photos. But if you can not only take great photos, but also have a great time while you're doing it, you just elevate yourself above so many other people, because a lot of different people may be too focused on just making sure everything's perfect, making sure that it's going to exactly the way they want to. But honestly, as long as you're having the best time, and you come with the ideas that I've already mentioned to you before, and with no mood board, you're more than likely going to get these photos, bang it out, and then just have a good time. So getting this testimonial can really just help you to elevate yourself above other photographers that don't do this. Okay, last thing. So you've already got your mood board planned out, you've done the shoot, you've got your testimonial, and now you're coming to Lightroom to take all your photos and put them on desktop. One thing you need to really make sure that you're doing is sorting your files in a good way so that you can see them in the future. And if that client wants to come back and say, hey, what happened to those pictures, that you're either having them on the cloud for them for over a year, or you're having them just backed up for yourself. So I really recommend making sure that you have at least two sources, that you have a hard copy and then a copy that you have on the cloud for yourself and your client. What can happen is that you may be going to another shoot and you might accidentally erase your files, or if you're using SD cards, they might just get messed up and corrupted. So best thing to do is, as soon as you get done with one shoot, laptop out, back everything up to your hard drive, to the cloud, just to make sure it's safe. It's really one of the most important things that you can do to save yourself, your reputation, and so many other things. I hope you were able to take away at least one thing from this video that you weren't doing before, or you didn't think about doing while you were prepping for your shoots. And I just want you to know, love you, and I'll see you next week.